Happy Tuesday, girl.
What up, girl?
Oh my gosh. You know what I love about 2024 is we've had more in-person dishes this year.
I have really enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rough angle for my little... Whew, girl.
It's the best angle
mom
for
jeans.
us.
I refuse to wear the low-rise jeans. I just refuse.
No.
I refuse to do it.
Who has the shape for that? I truly
know.
Britney Spears and no one else. Shakira.
Yeah, well, Shakira's not. That's not. We're not.
Those hips don't lie.
Yeah, we can't get involved in that. Anyways, thank you for joining us on a very special in-person edition of Covered Dish.
Heartfelt thank you. I think we feel extra relaxed with I don't know what it is about our posture, our carriage. One might call it our carriage.
I would call it our carriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know what it is about your vocabulary? It's approachable. It's approachable and modern.
Draw the curtains and fetch my smelling salts. There's a draft.
I died from a chill.
I'm like, what's the name of the mom from Pride and Prejudice?
I don't fucking know. I was never a Pride and Prejudice white girl. You know what I mean?
That's a future cover dish.
I know.
Flavors of white girl.
Yeah, I was never a Pride and Prejudice white girl, and I was also controversial, not a Little Women white girl.
Little Women.
Because
are you a pumpkin spice latte white girl?
I'm not. I do not enjoy the taste of artificial pumpkin, and I'm lactose intolerant. So it's a rough time.
And this is gonna be, but we really have to look ourselves in the eye. You know what flavor of white girl I am?
What?
Witch.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I'm not saying only white people are witches, but that's a very white thing to do.
It is a very white thing to do. Having casual time to not lean into the occult because you're not fighting systemic racism. Yeah. Is a real white girl.
You know what I'm gonna do with my spare time? Something productive. The occult. I love that.
Oh, I don't know what kind of flavor white girl I am. I'm the flavor white girl that is like, quiche. You know what I mean? Like, just,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nobody needs that in their life. But I really felt left out in the Little Women thing. I never really got it. I was just like, all these women are just like dying from chills. Like, I don't understand the concept.
Yeah, I was definitely Pride and Prejudice and also Anne of Green Gables.
Ooh, plot twist. Also wasn't into that. Were you into Little House on the Prairie?
No, but I was into Sarah Plain and Tall.
Oh my god, Sarah Plain. Was it a book?
Which Pioneer series were you into?
Was it a book?
Yes.
It wasn't a show.
It might have been, but it was a book.
Might have been a show.
It was a book.
So after school, every day, I would watch. I was a latchkey kid, and
I didn't mean to laugh at that. No.
Oh, were you fucking alone?
Tell me you were a latchkey kid without telling me you're a latchkey kid.
And I would watch Batman, original, Burt Ward, Adam West, Eartha Kitt, like
60s live action.
Yeah, so they would replay it.
Mm-hmm.
But there was commercials in it. And I recorded them on tape and would rewatch them.
Yeah,
I just loved it
VHS.
so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I would rewatch these commercials, and there was a show called Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and it awakened some queerness in me because Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman is a lesbian icon and no one's talking about it.
Let's get together on this because you and every other queer person I know.
Really?
And she had that bun.
Yes.
The only other one I've seen pull that bun off is Catherine Janeway from Star Trek Voyager.
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
In the early seasons. Because then she changed it to that little bob moment.
Yep.
But she and Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman, and it was like Xena energy.
Yeah. Wild
without the Xena costuming.
Right. There wasn't sexual.
Yeah.
She was like a genuine protagonist.
She did have a romantic interest.
Did she?
It was like a will they, won't they, and who cares about him because we're watching Dr. Quinn. She's amazing.
Yes.
Powerful, frontier.
Witch. We're back to where we started.
I was gonna say healer, but yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But
let's
I remember
be honest, same
seeing
thing.
those and first of all, if you want to talk about queer awakenings, Eartha Kitt as Catwoman in the 1960s Batman show,
Eartha Kitt, just period.
Well, right, but for me, I was just I was 10, and I was like, I think I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm mad at it. It was a very confusing time.
Well, she was very provocative with her vocality.
Yes.
She knew how to do it. She was doing what the girls should have did at the gig.
Yes, always. So yeah. I was an Eartha Kitt girly, if you could be.
You were an early stan.
I was, or late.
Late stan, right.
She was towards the end of her career. But anyways,
Let's not talk about our attempts to be relevant. That's just going to be depressing. But you know what? At this point, there is no attempt to be relevant. It's like, I didn't pick this hair color and being a witch to be relatable.
I disagree. I think it's very relatable.
You think so?
I do. Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely.
I love that. I love that.
I think it's very relatable. You know why?
Why?
It's consistent.
Well,
you've been bringing lavender bowl cut / mullet /
it's somewhere between Dorothy Hamill and Kess.
Yes.
Again from Star Trek
yes.
Voyager. Yeah.
For so long, like, it's so weird to think about, but I don't even know what you would look like without purple hair.
Thank you.
I have no idea. Like, I'm just like...
Thank you. I take that as a very high compliment because I have sort of worked this into my sort of personal brand.
It is. I don't even think about it like that. Like, where I'm like, oh, like, look for Eileen. She's meeting me for coffee and I've never met her before. I'd be like, oh, she's tall. She'll be dressed fabulously.
Yeah, like the head.
I wouldn't be like
the headers on my resume are this color. You know what
I
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Are they really?
They're a darker version of this color.
Love that.
But yeah.
I love that. My favorite color when I was a little girl was purple because I was raised very Catholic and green was ordinary time.
The ghost is back.
Oh, you know what that means?
Is it time?
It's time.
Oh my gosh. We're going to have to circle back to that Catholic story.
I don't think we will. It's time.
Because it's time for Tales from the Crypt. And this isn't against fire code because I'm in my own home.
Thank goodness. All right, what are we going to do to set the mood for Tales from the Crypt?
I have 2 scented candles.
Oh, that's so white girly.
Yeah, I know. It's witch and white girl. That's the Venn diagram. I've got 2. This one is for the new moon. I got it from Witch Lab. It's called Divination.
That's a good one.
And it's got a collection of crystals suspended in sort of like a black and purple. Yeah. So that's the new moon candle.
Yeah, this is definitely witchy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Menschmia.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a deep cut. And then
not if you fucking know your birdcage, it's not.
Yeah, I know. And then this is the full moon candle, which Brooke gifted me famously on the dish for my birthday.
Yes.
And it's called Freshly Fucked Grave.
Relatable content.
What could be better? And it smells like
it is fresh.
Petrichor, cypress, and sage.
Yeah, I don't get as much of the sage, but I do get the dirt.
Yeah, and if you don't know what petrichor is, it's the scent of the forest floor after a fresh rain. Isn't that lovely?
That is really lovely.
How
How
do
do
they
they capture
celebrate
that?
I don't know. It's probably some chemical concoction.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Give it to me. Microchemicals.
Ooh. So this one's for the full moon.
Okay. And where are we in the moon cycle?
We are in we just hit first quarter.
Okay.
And so now we're in a freshly waning gibbous.
Find a nickel.
Yeah, that's right.
So freshly waning gibbous.
Yeah. So first, let me cheers to you.
Cheers to you, girl.
Sister Witch.
Mm.
What are we... What, pray tell, would you like to kick us off with a tale from the crypt?
Oh, I was thinking about the scariest stories I've ever told here. And there's so many.
How do you pick?
I know. There's so many. I have that one. Well, there's so many good ones. I think probably my scariest was when I started to hook up with a Christian who then stopped me in the middle. And we had an entire conversation about Jesus. And he blamed me for tempting him with my outfit, which is probably a classic.
So this is, the way you're describing this is unfolding in a sort of like textbook way. This is not ironic by Alanis Morissette.
No.
This is expected.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
like,
Well,
walk
I didn't
us-
know he was Christian.
Oh, okay. That's
Okay.
That's an important detail. So walk us
Okay.
back to the beginning. How
Okay.
did you find yourself?
So we were at a party, and I was in a costume because
Halloween?
obviously.
No,
Maybe.
just Saturday.
It was. I think it was not actually Halloween. It was Halloween time.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
October.
And I had a go-to Halloween look in my 20s.
Mhm.
You remember?
I do.
Yeah. It didn't really.
I was a flapper, And you were Wednesday Addams.
Always.
Yes.
Because I had the outfit. And some, like, early on, I was like Abby from NCIS. Because I was like, well, I have the skirt. It was just random. It was whatever.
Get in the chat. We love Abby on this channel.
Yeah. You know, it was like whoever you need to be. So this is the outfit. And then whatever character was popular at the time. And then Wednesday Addams was my go-to.
Mm-hmm.
It was a reason to wear a short skirt to a party. And with this guy, we bounced around to a couple parties together. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to leave. Do you want to walk me home? And he did. So we started hooking up in Tompkins. At Tompkins.
The place where we live together.
Which is more, this is more sharing than I normally do, but that's the joy of the Crypt.
Yeah.
And
listen, if you're going to come all the way down to the Crypt, then you got to be ready to disclose. Continue.
And we were making out. It was like super messy. Like it was just, you're just drunk party, blah, blah, blah. Like,
just, driven by madness.
Yeah, it was not sexy. And then something happened, and he was like, I was like, what happened? And then we had this like whole existential conversation, and I was like, oh
so
my God.
He panicked.
He did panic. He
Okay.
panicked at a pivotal moment. He was like the aggressor in the situation and had tried to do something, and then him doing it freaked himself out sexually, where he was like, oh my God, I can't do that, right? But I didn't. We were just going along and playing the playbook of like...
He crossed his own boundary.
He did cross his own boundary. Yes! And I was just like...
Yeah.
I felt like a lamb chop. Like, what am I even doing here? I'm not even... You know what I mean? I'm just hanging out.
Yeah,
I'm not... Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? So...
was this lamb chop?
So...
I'm there with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Again, relevant... modern,
topical.
Yeah. And yeah. So then we get into like a 30-minute discussion about Jesus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look, I have a lot of shit in my like bag. I have a lot of stuff in my toolbox to pull out for this exact conversation. Because I've had this conversation with myself.
You're like, I came here for sex and now we're doing theology.
Exactly. And I was like, I'm ready. So
you are ready.
I was like, here we go.
There's one thing we have in common.
Yes.
It's that we know how to switch gears, and now it's like, oh, you want to talk about like theological comparative religion?
Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Garçon?
Let me get my cards. Yeah, exactly.
So, we get into a whole fucking conversation, and I use all my favorite lines. One of Dan Savage's lines, which is, God wants you to have really great sex.
Yeah.
Sent him over the edge. I mean, he's just like, what? And I'm like,
no,
why do you think like all of these things? And oh my God, it was so tiring. So then he left and we never talked again. And we've seen each other.
What is that like?
I think it's great. I say hi.
Tell us about the sensory experience. What is it when you see each other? Do you feel the sort of like, okay, I'm gonna we're in the crypt, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say something that is not maybe like, it's not my highest ethical moment, but sometimes when you see someone and you know there's been an uncomfortable experience and you know they're carrying a little bit more of the emotional burden than you are, there's a little bit of excitement.
Yeah.
Just to see how they're going to react.
I get that.
You don't make it their problem.
No.
But you do enjoy the experience.
Always.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But I'm very nonchalant about it.
Because you've seen them before they've seen you.
Yes.
And you know there's going to be some kind of reaction when they realize you're there. And then you're just waiting for it.
Well, and also...
it's like sinister, devious, like, yes.
This person is in the performer community here in Columbus, Ohio. So... he's like in the closet as a super Christian dude.
In the closet as what, do you think?
As a Christian. Because it's not a thing. Like, if you, like, performers and everything, I mean, like, we're just notorious, like, atheists and sinners and queer and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So, like, especially, like, comedy and, like, other art, like, it's not, like, cool to be really religious.
That's so interesting.
So
like, he's moving in an art form and in a, like, an industry, like a group of colleagues.
Yes.
And he's holding on to this value system that is not the same as the value system of most of his peers. That's so interesting.
I know. Yeah.
Wow.
So, I don't know, men go through a lot too. Just kidding, that's not what we're doing here on The Dish. Anyway.
We're not here to what about men.
No. We don't have this kind of time.
Oh my gosh. But all of our stories from the crypt are about...
men.
Yes, they are. Why? Because we are femmes who You know what? The heart wants what it wants.
Oh, girl, I made such bad choices. But, you know, what I think was really interesting about that experience is I was such a passenger through it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when I was younger, of course, like, you know, I can't tell you how many, like, gay guys I pursued, or straight girls. You know what I mean? Like, you make the mistakes.
It's a mistake you only make a couple dozen times.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? But honestly, I never was one of those queer women that was like, straight girls, yeah, like, they stress me out because I'm like, I don't want to chase anyone.
No.
You know?
Not at this point.
I don't know if I ever wanted to chase someone. Though a straight girl...
I've only got a couple years left. You know what I mean? we're in the winter of our life. I'm not going to chase people. Like,
a straight woman hit on me once, and I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then one of our mutual friends was like, hey, you never called Sarah. And I was like, why would I call Sarah? And he's like, she gave you her number. And I was like, yeah, I know. She just wanted to, like, work out together or something. And I was like, she's like, no, she's really into you. And I was like, oh, okay. So we went on a couple dates.
It's Into You by Paramore.
It was so...
I'm all about the 90s song references.
You are.
Yeah, I'm on
topical. It. Paramore's having a resurgence.
I used to hate it.
And now you love it.
And now I fucking love it. I love Paramore.
That's fascinating.
I shout it in my car.
I'm
just driving to work. Anyway, I'm having my rebellious phase late.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think that's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I'm sorry, you were saying.
No. It's we went on a few dates and then we tried to have sex and it was like two femmes, so it was just like two salmon laying next to each other trying to figure out our lives, and then
that happens with gay men too.
It was so
like when
bad.
you get two bottoms together, it's just like we don't know what to do.
I was like, this is not working out. Yeah. And then, but I was like butch presenting back then. I was a personal trainer, so like I looked really butch. Like,
can we just pause for that, because it's literally impossible to imagine.
No,
it really is impossible to picture.
Really?
Yes. Like, I don't even remember it. I know we were living together in part of your butch phase.
Yeah.
We went to Home Depot.
Yes, I looked
confusing
very butch
everyone.
That day.
Yeah, you were in a ball cap with like a shaved head, and I was in a full hot roller set with a caftan. We were looking for drywall screws, and like everyone.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, they didn't know whether to call security. They were like, "Okay, we support gay rights, but this is too much."
This is too much. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, my butch phase was awkward. It didn't go great, I would say. It just didn't go great. You know, it's hard because I think I was really coming up seeing queerness in the late 90s, early 2000s. And feel free to jump in because right now I'm just talking and this is my show. But
I love
seriously,
it.
I think one of the things people forget, especially the generation that's coming up now, is the way we used to present was the way we also signaled what we were into and who we would like and all of that, right?
Still.
So like, I think things like wallet chains and things like, right, there's things in the lesbian community that people forget were kind of like these like hallmarks of how to cue. And I think the generations coming up now, I love how free they are with it, because for me, I'm like, I wanted to make sure that people knew I was queer. So I started dressing androgynous, leaning butch, to show I was queer. I didn't have a dating app. I didn't have, you know what I mean? So
yes.
I didn't have social media. Yeah. So I don't know. It's like, do you feel like now it's different? Or do you think it's just the same?
No, I do feel like it's different. I think, and I want to be current. One might say au courant.
No one would say that.
No one would say that. I want to be current, and so like, I'm non-binary, so I'm in burlesque and I'm non-binary. So I like to play with presentation a lot. Mm-hmm. But I think you and I both in our generation are signaling with our presentation who we are and what we want. And there's that, like, it's becoming less and less associated now in the current generation.
Yeah.
And you'll see like goth presenting people who vote Republican. You know what I mean? Like, anything is anything.
Yeah.
So it's confusing, and also it's confusing for the person who is presenting. Me. It's confusing for me.
It's confusing.
I'm just going to make it personal. It's confusing for me, and also it's confusing in trying to read the signals from others.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it's like, it's not the hanky code anymore.
Oh, yes.
Are you into fisting or not?
Right. Do you have the band tattoo?
No. Oh, the tribal? The tribal barbed wire tattoo?
Just the full black band.
Is that fisting?
It's anal fisting.
I didn't know that.
It's anal fisting.
Is that kind of like the is that like the croquet like loop where you like the croquet loop? Is that like I can get it all the way up to my tattoo?
Oh, I don't know, maybe. I don't think so, but maybe.
Speaking of the crypt.
I don't have one.
This is the back pages edition.
Wait, what is the tribal symbol?
Oh no, tribal is a style of tattoo.
Yeah.
No. I thought you were talking about like the tribal tattoo that's just like it looks like a ring of barbed wire.
Okay. No, the dark black line. Anyways.
I mean, I do love the tattoos that are just like full on blackout all the way up the arm. Like just I know, just break me in half. We have a problem. I have a problem.
You haven't. So it's so weird because I was literally sidebar. I was just talking about getting more tattoos. So if you're into that, I'm just kidding. But I'm trying to.
I don't have any. Can you believe that?
I didn't know you were into tattoos.
I mean, I'm into tattoos on other people.
Yeah. No, I know. I didn't know you were into tattoos on other people.
I am.
Oh, I think you know someone. I'm going through something. I either am going to shave the back of my head again or get a tattoo. So that's where we're at.
You know what? I think you should start with shaving the back of your head. And then if you're feeling that and it's not enough, then get the tattoo.
Well, yeah.
And I'm pro tattoo, but I have struggled with like putting an indelible mark on my body that I might lose interest in. However, I am a devotee of the goddess Babylon. And so if I did get a tattoo, it would be a symbol of her.
I think that'd be beautiful.
Yeah. It's like a 7-pointed star or something.
Something subtle.
Yeah, something very subtle.
Something very subtle.
Just in the center of my back.
Just right on my fucking neck.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So should I be vulnerable?
Yeah, it's the crypt. I shared too much.
Should I share a tale from the crypt? Okay, so
the crypt.
Picture it. The year
Sicily.
1942.
This guy Mussolini is in charge. What a ham!
Europe had just been invented. So I'm at Bossy Girl.
The year is 1942.
The year is 1942. Because I am a blood-sucking vampire.
Yes.
No, it's 2016, and we...
Might as well be 1942.
No, it's earlier than 2016 because we were still living together.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. 2015, I'm at Bossy Girl, and we've just finished a show.
Yeah.
And if there's anything you know about finishing a show, it's like automatically the witching hour where I can't be trusted to make decisions.
Yeah. You're just the energy, the high.
Yeah, you're pumped on adrenaline.
Oh my God. And everyone's like, you're amazing. And I'm like, I know!
Yeah, it's very that. So it's just, you feel like you can do anything with impunity. Yeah. And so I was having a very engaging conversation with in the back patio, like you go through the sort of sitting room where the bathrooms are, through the stock room to the back patio.
Yeah.
I'm sitting out there with this guy I just met, and we're having a very, spirited conversation. It was an argument, but it was I was trying to, you know what I mean? I was in full debate club mode.
Okay. Yeah.
We were talking about feminism.
Okay.
And he was anti-feminism and I was pro-feminism.
Okay.
Which, by the way, there is a correct answer to that.
Yeah, I don't even know. What?
But back in 2016, I was enjoying the debate, 2015. And so then, again, there's a couple different things happening at the same time. I could walk, by the way, to Bossy Girls from where we lived.
Yes.
So my level of cogent was even less.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you mean.
You do know what I mean. Thank you.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, uh-huh. And so we were having this very spirited debate, and all of a sudden it flipped into again, I have a problem. I want to make out with this person.
What?
Yeah.
The fuck?
I know.
What?
This is Tales from the Crypt, okay?
Oh, girl, this is Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, so I have this thing where it validates my femininity and my value as a woman if I'm holding my own against a certain type of man, and also if I am perceived as desirable to that type of man.
Got it.
This was a different time. This is almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. I respect that.
Yeah. So we were having this conversation. I was I think I'm unhealthily attracted to this person. And so I was you know what? we're going to keep talking about this. Let's close out. I'll walk you home. Horrible idea.
You said you'd walk him home?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Very weird choice.
Such a weird choice. Not like, get me another drink and we'll keep talking about this. Now,
no,
why don't you walk me home?
You know what? Let's keep talking about this. Let's keep the conversation going.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'll walk you home. We'll keep talking about it. And of course, in my head, I'm like, maybe one thing will lead to another.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
But still a horrible idea. So we get really close to his place.
Okay.
And something in his energy switches. And I was like, so are you gonna, like, invite me in or what? And he was like, that's so presumptuous that you would think that I would do that. How did, blah, blah, blah. And he started, you know when, like, the energy field shifts? Like, you feel a feel the magnetic field shift. This is like an ESP kind of thing that I feel like trans people, sex workers, let's just women in general. Yeah, when you have to sense danger, when you have the vigilance, you know when the weather vane shifts.
Yep.
And I was just like, this is done, and I'm now going to back away, and my first and only priority is getting home safe. And so he was like trying to continue the conversation, moving towards me. I was moving away. And then finally, I just stopped responding to him, and I just turned around and walked back home. It was terrifying.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You've never told me this story.
I'm not proud of it.
Tales from the Crypt, indeed.
Yep.
You here on Covered Dish are hearing a story that Eileen Galvin has held on to for 9 years.
Mm-hmm. I don't like that story.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah. And then it went home. I lit a candle. I lit multiple candles. Give this.
I need a candle after listening to that. Ooh, girl.
Are we going to cheers with the candles?
Yeah, let's cheers with the candles. Girl. Oh, get that story out of there.
Cleanse it.
I do think there is something about the, like, sixth sense, right? Like,
yeah.
My partner really talks about it in terms of intuition, and all genders have it.
Mm-hmm.
It's about who's had to develop it for survival, right? So women have notoriously had to develop it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's women's intuition.
And you don't think you're invincible, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, again, not specific to a gender necessarily.
But that's
there
where
is
the cultural thing came from.
Right,
yeah.
But there is a bit of a bell curve with this.
Yeah.
Like, you have to develop a sense of personal safety when you move through the world with less power.
Yep. That's wild. Yeah. Oh, girl, that's a good tale from the Crypt.
I don't even remember his name, but I remember the feeling. Where everything it's like the cat that the back stands up on end. It was like,
what was he saying to you as he walked towards you, if you even remember? Or was it just like shift? I'm
trying to remember that, but it was like, I can't believe you would assume. That was the part of the statement. I remember that very clearly. I can't believe you would assume. And then I was like, you're right. And that's when you shift to, you're right, I'm so sorry, I'm now turning around and going back home. And if you say that and someone continues to move towards you, that's when you know something's wrong. Yeah.
Bossy Girl is known for stable characters, for the record.
I've also, by the way, I'm not trying to drag them, I've had really, really great experiences there.
Oh yeah, it was 2016.
Yeah, it was a moment in time. It was a moment in time. So...
Remember when you had your nails on and you just kept saying hi like this?
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
You know what it is? It's Kate McKinnon portraying Hillary Clinton on SNL in 2016, and she was like...
Oh my God, so good.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh, I love that. I love that for everyone. Well... Me too. We are at time. Can you believe it?
You know what? I can actually believe it, and that's because out of the corner of my eye, I've been looking at the clock on my computer.
You're like... So I can. Yeah. You all have been an actual delight. We are going to take a sip of our bev and then ceremonially blow out the candles.
Brooke, I leave this decision up to you as a fellow practitioner. Which candle should we blow out first?
Oh, no, we're going to do it at the same time.
Oh, I love that even more. See?
We're going to blow these out, and then we will see you next week. Uncovered dish. 3, 2, 1.
Did you like that? There's more where that came from, but I'm afraid you have to wait until next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Bye.